Hello, I'm Dynas the Mirror.
What is your crystal ball telling you?
I can remember from me when they did it quarterfinals.
All right, question.
Yeah.
Debbie, our lawyer friend.
Okay.
Debbie, tell everybody what you do.
Okay, I'm a lawyer. I was called to be a lawyer in 2015. So I've been practicing ever since. So yeah, that's it. I work with a firm on the island. So it's a law firm. So yeah.
Perfect. And everybody, we're in Lagos, by the way. I just landed today, so I'm a little fatigued, but I'm a soldier. Okay, I'm just happy to be home in Niger. Happy to be home.
Yeah.
So, land buying.
Yes.
Black Americans, I guess we will be considered. Well, I'm no longer a foreigner. I'm Nigerian.
Yes.
But the question is, because in Ghana, if you're not not a resident, a citizen, you only can buy land. I think it's like a 30-year lease. And then yeah, it's crazy. It's a 30-year lease. Go ahead and drive. Keep driving. Yeah, drive. Yeah, it's a 30-year lease or a 40-year lease. Then once you become a citizen, it's a 99-year lease. So if you're not a citizen of Nigeria, you're a foreigner. Can you buy and own land in Nigeria?
Yes, you can. You can buy land, you can own land, you can own property. It's very possible. And I can tell you the people or the firms you can buy from. I know it's going to take a long time, but I'm just going to be very brief.
Go ahead, take your time. Go ahead.
Okay, you can buy land from a property law firm. You can buy land from a real estate firm. You can buy land from a real estate agent, and you can buy land from a lawyer. Definitely, the lawyer is going to help to facilitate the process.
Yeah, because it's different. Because in America, you have to have a real estate license. Now, you necessarily don't have to have a real estate license.
No, you actually have to. I'm going to get to that.
Oh, go ahead. Take your time. I'm sorry.
Okay, so if you want to buy from a law firm or as a property law firm or from a real estate firm, you have to, and aside you checking the website, because sometimes people might want to think maybe the company or the firm they're in contact with, maybe they're not registered or is not is fraudulent or something. There's a way you can check firms that are registered in Nigeria. You can log on to cac.gov.ng. CAC stands for Corporate Affairs Commission. It's a body that's responsible for registration of companies in Nigeria. So in case I just want to clear that in case you want to buy property from a law firm or from a property firm. Then if you want to buy from an agent, in Nigeria there are two types of agents. There's the ones that are registered, that's the licensed agents, and they're the ones that are not registered. The ones that are not registered, they have an association. They belong to an association, they pay dues. But I would say that they are known by the law, but they're not recognized by the law. So the ones that are registered, that's the ones that have the license. So that means if you want to buy land from a real estate agent, you know there are two types, the ones that are registered and the ones that are not registered. So that's it. So basically, and you can buy from a lawyer as well. The lawyer can help to facilitate the trade or the process. Because
so someone like yourself?
Yes, someone like myself. Because eventually, the lawyer has to draft the transfer document, which is the deed of assignment. So when the lawyer drafts the transfer document, the lawyer sometimes work with a real estate agent. So at the end of the day, the lawyer communicates with the agent, tell the agent what she wants or what he wants. Then the agent gets the land, and the lawyer drafts the process, the transfer document.
Now, are there any issues? Like, I know I've heard issues. Basically, somebody's trying to sell the same piece of land to two different people.
Yes.
You know, does that? How do you avoid that?
Okay, so one thing you should know is that once you want to buy land, especially from an agent that's not registered, some of them they've not even seen these lands because most times they belong to a group. So maybe a particular agent might say, or might write in the group, might do a broadcast that he has a land for sale. So another agent has his own buyer. He has not seen this land, but what they do is that they just tell their buyer about the land. So that's why sometimes it's actually good for you to buy from a property law firm, from a real estate firm, and also from a real estate agent, and also from a lawyer. The thing is that one thing that happens is that about land, especially lands in Lagos, is that sometimes this land, they're not dry lands. When it rains, the water covers the land.
Floods.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not easy for you to even want to build on the land. It's not easy when you do your foundation. There's a way you have to do it so the house eventually will not collapse. So the thing is that some of these agents that are not registered, they tell you that They tell you that the lands are dry lands, whereas they're not dry land. So that's the reason why you actually have to meet
We do a land survey.
That's why I'm saying that you need to meet either a real estate agent, a property law firm, a lawyer, and also a real estate firm. Why I'm saying this is because they do everything. Because eventually, if you want to buy the land and they show you the land and you like the land, they go to the land registry. They bring the surveyor comes and they do everything. They deduce title to know if the person who is selling to you is actually the original. The person is actually the owner of the land. Because anybody can claim that they own a particular property or they own a particular land, and they are not the owner of the land. So once you are buying from someone that is registered, they do all that. But I would say those ones that are not registered they're hungry. So they don't care. They just tell you, land is for sale, just come and pay, and that's it. They don't do due diligence now to check and find out if the person who is selling is actually the owner of the land. So aside that, there's also the one about, there's some lands that you just pay money. This one is even really funny. You just pay, but you cannot start construction immediately. The reason why you can't start construction immediately is because the government, the land belongs to another large acres of land that belong to the government. So, and the government has not even removed the estate out, so you cannot start construction immediately. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, for example, the government, there's this large acres of land, then the government want to measure out some parts to make it an estate. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
So the government wants to measure some parts to make it an estate.
Well, okay, so let me ask you this. Why would the government get involved in that? I mean, that's something that a private developer would do, I would think.
Yeah, the thing is, okay, initially, maybe those lands belong to the first settlers.
Okay.
First settlers, they settled there with the first settlers.
Okay.
So what the government do is that they pay them off.
Eminent domain.
Yes, they pay them off. Okay. And they take those lands. But eventually, maybe what they want to do with those lands, maybe it's too large. So they decide to now resell to the public.
Okay.
So that's just the thing. So they decide to resell to the public.
Okay.
So now the people who were the first settlers, they come to meet the government, and they tell them that since they were formerly the owner of the land, can people pay to them, and as well pay to the government as well? So yes, so the amount people are paying to them are not so large. You can pay like maybe 300 or 250. The amount people are paying to them.
Okay, go ahead.
The amount people are paying to them.
I'm just getting more light. That's okay. Okay, go ahead.
So the amount people are paying to them are not so large. So are not too expensive. I would say are not too expensive. So eventually they go to the government and they still ratify. They still pay some money to the government. So there's some lands like that, but basically who you're buying from has to disclose to you that this land you're buying, after you pay to the person who is selling to you, you still have to go to the government and ratify and pay to the government.
Okay.
But if you're not interested, if you don't want to buy lands like that, fine. But sometimes, I will keep saying it, that's why you need to buy from someone who is registered, or from a property law firm, or from a law firm as well. Because at the end of the day, the agents are not registered. They don't tell you.
Okay.
And if they see a land that is not too expensive, they tend to put their own commission. They tend to make it, maybe the land, for example, is 300,000.
They make it 400,000.
No, they don't even make it 400.
They make it 600,000.
They don't make it. They make it like 4 million.
Yeah.
He may be like 4 million, so you don't even know that.
Okay, so let me ask you.
Yeah.
So in America, we do an appraisal.
Yeah.
You guys do that here? You know what that is?
That's to do like an overview of the land or how?
No, so like say you buy land in this area.
Yeah.
So you'll find out what the other pieces of land that were in the area sold before.
That's what you have.
And that's kind of somewhat how you establish value. So if a land for sale is for $7,000, we'll say a plot, and maybe a year before that, or even 4 months before that, another plot sold for maybe $5,000, and they'll take those comps in the area.
Okay, that's fine.
And that's how they determine if you're selling too high or whatnot. Yeah. That's what we do in America.
You don't really.
It's not appraisal.
You don't really do that here because sometimes it depends on you. It depends on how much you want to.
Yeah, I mean, you can still sell it for what you want to.
Yeah.
But you know, in America, if somebody says, "Hey, I want to sell my house for $400,000," but the houses that have sold recently in the area only sold for like $200,000. As a buyer, you'll go back and say, "That's too much. These are the comps. These were the houses in the area that are similar to yours sold for. Take this." They can say yes or no. So
then you can meet a lawyer to go to the land registry to find out for you. So anything you have to do has to do with the land registry.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, what's it called? Everything you have to do basically has to do with the land registry. So if you want to find out about the amount a particular land or property was being sold for in the past, you can just go to the land registry. You can tell a lawyer to go on your behalf to the land registry to find out.
Okay.
Then again, there's I want to talk about the title document thing.
Yeah, the title doc. So somebody was telling me that even once you own the land, the government still owns it. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry?
Where are they?
Let's go eat here.
Where?
Ikejajari, Lamango. Yeah, you're saying?
Yeah. Someone was telling me that. So who owns it? So once the buyer gets the title, is that his land? Like the government doesn't own it or any of that? Is it who owns the land?
No, so if you're buying from someone who is an individual that owns the land, that means when you buy the land, the right of that person transfers to you. It has nothing to do with the government. Okay.
Yeah, somebody was telling me that the government.
That's why that's what I'm saying. That's what I explained to you about to ratify with the government. There's some lands that after you pay to the landowners, that's what I explained to you. After you pay to the landowners, you still have to meet what's it called? You still have to go to the government and also pay. So that's different. That's what I'm saying. That's
a different set of land. But if the owner owns the land outright, then he just transfers the title to you.
Yes.
And that's it.
His full title, what the rights he has in that particular land, he transfers everything
to you.
But the thing is, I just want people to know as well that, but it's not really, they're not the ones doing it, but the people who are helping them in the process. I just want people to know that the deed of assignment, which is the document of transfer, is just best sometimes if you want to sign the deed of assignment, it's best that the person who is sending to you, which is a landowner, is best, the deed of assignment is a witness.
Yeah, somebody has to notarize it?
Yes, like a witness.
Yeah.
So it's just best sometimes that the children of the landowner, make them put the signature, like the children.
So they can't come back and say that they own the land.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's just best sometimes if you're buying the land, anybody who is helping you, that the real estate agent or you're buying from a property law firm or anything, anybody who is helping you, it's best to just tell them that you would want the children to attest to in the deed, so event they won't come in the future and start challenging your rights.
Let me ask you this: say it's so I don't know how the marriage laws are here in Nigeria.
Okay.
But if a couple's married and it say the man buys the land, does it automatically become part of the property from the wife? And does the wife have to give the husband permission to sell?
No.
Okay.
Since in the title documents, it's his name.
Okay.
Do you understand? It's his name and he's signed.
Okay.
It's different if both of them
sign.
Yes, it's different if both of them signed. And that means both of them are the one that purchased the land.
Okay.
It's a different thing. But since his name is in the title documents, it has nothing to do with the wife and all that.
Okay.
Then also I want to talk about the deed of assignment also.
Okay.
The deed of assignment has to be registered at the land registry. It's very important because at the end, what people do sometimes is they just sign the deed of assignment. They have the witnesses who are going to attest to the deed, and that's it. Just leave it like that. but the deed of assignment has to be registered. And yes, it is the person who is helping you do the whole process that is going to do that. But I just want people to know as well that the deed of assignment has to be registered. Then also the last stage, which is the certificate of occupancy.
Okay.
It's also the person who is helping you to do the land, but that one takes a longer process. It's also the person who is helping you to to do the process, to buy the land. That is also going to go to the land registry and process your C of O, which is the certificate of occupancy. Then about the part of the firm. No, I spoke about the firm.
Okay.
I just want to still put it out there. If you're dealing with any company in Nigeria and there's this fear, or you feel maybe the company might be fraudulent, or the company is not registered or something, you can go on to cac.gov.ng. I don't know if I should, if you want to do it.
Yeah. Give me the tell people the site, the website.
Okay, cac.gov.ng.
cac.gov.ng.
Yes.
Okay.
The CAC stands for Corporate Affairs Commission. It's a body registered responsible for registration of companies, any company at all in Nigeria. So anything you're doing, any company, if you want to check if the company is registered in Nigeria, and according to the Nigerian law, you can just log on to that website. Then when you log on to the website, there's a part you see for public search. When you go to public search, you just type in the name of the company, and that's it. It's that easy.
Okay.
So,
hey, there was one more question. Okay, so in America, you can apply for a home loan.
Yeah.
And if you have a certain credit score and you can show proof of income, you can put a very small amount down, very like 3% down of the purchase price. So if a home costs, or 3.5%, so if a home costs, we'll say 100 million, you only have to put down, I guess 3% of 100 million would be what, 30,000? No, that'd be 3 million. That'd be 3 million. I'm tripping. That'd be 3 million. 3.5 million, and then you can pay the rest over the course of 30 years.
Instrumentally.
Yeah. Do they have programs like that here in Nigeria? No. And I heard the interest rates are real high. If they do.
It depends. It depends on. You cannot get a deal like that. I can't.
So basically, here in Nigeria, you better have cash.
It depends on the land or who you're buying from, and it depends if the landowner. I don't think there's anybody that would want to do that. It depends on the person who is selling to you.
Okay.
Depends on the person who's selling to you, because most times those houses we saw, some of those houses are done by developers. When they build those houses, they want the money up front.
Okay, so let me ask you. So the time it from you give the cash to the seller to actually getting the keys to the home, how long is that process once you do all the due diligence and all that usually? About 30 days? Are you talking about the home or the land now?
Okay,
we'll start off with land. So if I see if I identify a piece of land I want, for you to go in and make sure to do your due diligence, to make sure everything's on the up and up, no fraud, and for me to take ownership, how long does that process usually take?
It doesn't. It immediately when you sign the document and when you pay. Sometimes what people will do is that when they pay, they automatically get rights to the land when they pay. Because sometimes it's not even when you sign; it's when you pay.
Okay, but as far as like the due, because so in America, what we do, we'll give you like a small amount. It's called due diligence or earnest money. We call it earnest money.
Yeah.
And then you'll have like 10 days to complete your research to ensure that land is free and clear. Once everything comes back good, then you pay the remainder of the money.
Okay.
Can you do that here in Nigeria?
You can't do that, but then again, once you see a land that you like, and you want to, you want to buy the land. That's what I'm saying, that it depends on if the money is ready, like you are ready to pay for the land. It's something that you can do within 2 days to check if the owner of the land is actually, do your due diligence at the land registry. So it's something you can pay for even within 5 days. It doesn't take that long if your money is ready.
Okay.
If your money is ready, like you want to pay for the land. Then once you do the due diligence, within 2 days, it's just for us to go to the landowner, try to get the photocopy of the title documents. That's the landowner's title document. Then we'll go to the land registry and try to confirm to see if the landowner is actually the owner of the land. And that's where it begins from. So it doesn't take that kind of long process.
Okay.
If your money is ready and you want to actually pay for the land, then it doesn't take that long process. Within like 5 days or a week. And if you want it to take that long, so most times it depends on the buyer. It depends on the buyer, not even the seller now, because it depends on the buyer. Because to check and do the due diligence within 3 days or 4 days, you can do that at the land registry. It's that easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last question. Why do you think black people, black Americans should start considering Nigeria and buying land in Nigeria?
Okay, the thing is that what most people think is that Nigeria is a very, very big country. What most people think is that Nigeria is just Lagos.
Right.
Nigeria is not just Lagos.
No, not even that. A lot of people think, oh, it's real dark. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, it's right there. A lot of people think that Africa is just Nigeria, is all Nigerians.
Africa is just Nigeria.
Yeah, a lot of people just think Africa is Nigeria.
Yeah, some people just say that.
I'm serious, and it's just all Nigeria.
But the thing is that what I would say is that what's it called? Nigeria is not just Lagos. Just like how people think Africans are just Nigerians.
Right.
Nigeria is not just Lagos. The capital of Nigeria is Abuja, and Abuja is so developed. Abuja is so, the streets and the houses, and it's totally different. And also other 9 states as well. There's Calabar. Calabar is one of the neatest states in Nigeria. There's Port Harcourt, there's Uyo. They have like 36 states, and when you include Abuja, that's 37. So like Nigeria is very large. Nigeria is very big, and one thing about it is that land always appreciates. There's this joke my dad used to say every time is that it's best for you to get land because land always appreciates.
Let me tell you something. So what I'm noticing in Africa, everywhere, the trend, no matter where you're at or no matter what the situation is, land is always going up. Versus in America, like the real estate system is rigged, where if you get an area predominantly black people, they lower the values.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, but in Nigeria or in Africa, period. No matter where the land, you can be in the bush. Land is going up every year. But in America, if you can have a estate, all black people move in, all successful black people, the property values are gonna start going down.